So this is going to be a part 1, part 2 series. In part 1, it's basically going to be an exit sign setup where I go around and show you all the exit and emergency lighting around my household. In part 2, I'm actually going to be talking about what happens past just a normal power outage. Like what happens if the power is out for a week or even a month, and what happens past that. And I'll show you all the survival equipment and procedures that me and my family would have if that ever happened. So this will be a pretty cool series for you guys. But this video is part 1, so I'm going to show you all the exit and emergency lighting. Let's get started. So the reason we want this emergency light to be in the garage is because the emergency power generator is located in the garage. And if it were ever dark late at night, we'd want to be able to see the generator while we're trying to set it up to get power. So now I'm going to go ahead and do a quick test of the emergency light to show you the lights turning on. Here we go. So if the power ever went out, these two lights, as they are shining right now, would turn on. On one of my fire alarm demonstration boards, I have this exit sign combo. Honestly, when it comes to a power outage, yes, these will turn on, but really they'll do nothing because I already have an emergency light in the garage and it's probably going to be facing the wall. I mainly have this up for demonstration and because it kind of looks cool on the board. But we can go ahead and test it, so here we go. As you can see, the lights turned on and the exit lettering stays on. If you go right below the exit sign combo I just showed you, you find this best lighting emergency light. Again, I have this on my demonstration board solely for demonstration purposes and because it looks cool on there, but we can go ahead and test it. In 3, 2, 1. And then right here on my mini system, I have this Dual-Lite exit sign. Again, not serving any purpose besides making the demonstration board look cool. So we can go ahead and test it. This is self-diagnostic, so I just have to push it once, and it will test itself for a minute. So here we go. And we can go ahead and stop with the test by pushing it twice. Right here is the Dual-Lite emergency light in my room. So some of you might be wondering why the emergency light is in a place where it won't be very effective at all. The whole point of this is in a power outage, I'll take this out and bring it to where it's more needed. Most likely if there's a power outage, I won't be hanging out in my room very much, so this emergency light wouldn't be very effective if it were just in my room as well. In fact, you may have noticed that in my previous exit sign setup, when there was an actual power outage, I went ahead and moved this to the kitchen where everyone was hanging out. We then had light that rest of the night. For the sake of demonstration, I'm going to go ahead and pull this out and test it for you. So if there were ever an emergency, I would just go ahead and pull this out, and there it is. So in the part 2 to this video, you're going to be learning a lot more about what's in this cabinet, but I just wanted to show you in here we store lots of flashlights, so if there were ever a power outage, you could easily have access to them. Here's a second one, system sensor. I got this at a convention, and then a third one. Right here above the dining room china cabinet, you see a plant, but there's actually an emergency light up there. Let's take a closer look. So if we take a look behind the plant, you can see that there's the emergency light behind there. The heads on the emergency light are actually adjusted in a way where it can light up the whole ceiling, but it won't be seen to the public. I think this is pretty cool. I'm going to wait until it's dark outside to show you this one, so I can show you the full effect of this emergency light. Alright guys, ready? In 3, 2, 1. So I'm now holding down the test button on the emergency light, and I'm talking quietly because there's people trying to sleep. So the whole point of this is the light is right now lighting up the ceiling, which is also lighting up the walls, and that is also now reflecting back onto the floor. Now the dining room connects the house. If you want to walk through the house, you have to walk through the dining room. So the whole point of this is that if there were a power outage in the middle of the night or early in the morning, and you were trying to walk through to go to the bathroom or get to the kitchen or anything like that, you wouldn't trip and fall on something that may be in the hallway or run into walls or anything like that. The camera might not pick it up, but it actually does a pretty good job.